Hey baddies, hey, back with another slay. It's been a minute. I know, life been lifing and stuff been stuffing, but we here and we back with another slay, okay, baby? Because I have a story for you. So let's go ahead and jump into our little Halloween glam and let's become a little cute line, y'all. Stay tuned. Oh.
Jesus, let me know, but they show no fish. Yeah, say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. They say you found it, but she doesn't want.
Okay, y'all, let's get into it. Okay, so for legal purposes and because cases are still pending, the female in this story is going to be named Sarah and the male is going to be named David. Okay, so I met David in school. We went to middle school and high school together, but it was never no flirtation, girlfriend boyfriend type situation. It was kind of like the kindergarten relationship where he would pick on me because he really couldn't tell me that he liked me, and I would pick at him because I couldn't really say I liked him. So that was the situation, and it was left at that. I graduated high school a year early, so I left all high school, anything behind, baby, and I moved forward. Okay, I started college at 17 and started my life. Fast forward 10 years. Ooh, child, 10 years. Y'all, my high school reunion, 10-year reunion is this month. I'm old. Anywho, 10 years later, David reaches out on one of the social media sites and was like, hey, I always liked you, blah, blah, blah. The typical trying to spin the block behavior. You see what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, yeah, cool. We exchanged numbers, but the conversation didn't get too much farther than it did in high school. It was very back and forth, very joking, but nothing serious, nothing like, let me take you out, let's go on a date, nothing like that. Until one particular day, David just was confident, and David hit me up and he was like, hey, I got a full tank of gas, let's go on a date. Okay, I'm single as I don't know why, so let's do it. I ain't got nothing to do. It's not a content day. Let's do it. So he picks me up because if you don't know, I am a passenger seat princess. I am not driving. Driving is not my thing. And even after you hear this story, you will know more so of why driving is not my thing. Me and vehicles do not get along, and I am perfectly fine with that. Okay. So he picks me up and we just go to a local park and then kind of drive around. We're just talking, getting to know the adult versions of each other, right? It's getting late, so we're like, okay, let's go get a bite to eat. Yeah, let's go. He's like, I know this really good food truck and we can go there. I was like, okay, let's go get it. I love somebody that's gonna feed me. Okay, brownie points, baby, yes. We get the food from the food truck, and the food was actually pretty good, y'all. We went back to the park to eat, and we were just kind of watching people like play tennis and just kind of, mosey around the park while we're eating. So we finished our food. We shared one plate, y'all, and it was enough food, y'all. I need them kind of portions in my life, okay? Because that was a big portion. Because at first I was like, you gonna get one plate? Do you see me? And you think we're gonna split one plate? But he was completely right. One plate was all we needed, okay? I was full. He was full. But we're just really enjoying each other's company. So he's like, let's just watch a movie. But his phone wasn't working. I guess he was out of data or whatever. So I propped up my phone and got on Netflix and, found us a little flick to watch, a little flick, okay? And when I tell you the opening credits hadn't even really come on, like the movie had literally just clicked on, and all of a sudden I hear a boom, 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 boom. I'm like, okay, it's getting late, maybe the park is closing because, it's getting late. And this particular park, baby, when they close, okay? And they means that, okay? But I look to my left because the boom, boom, boom came from the driver's side. So I go to the driver's side. Well, I look at the driver's side to see, I'm looking out the window like, who is this? Like what's going on? And it is a young lady named Sarah. Young lady named Sarah just banging on the window saying, get the bleep out of the car. Get the bleep out of the car. Okay, me being the woman I am and the experience I've had, I kind of put two and two together pretty quickly. I'm like, okay, this is her car. You're her boyfriend. You out here creeping, blah, 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 blah. That's the situation. And I look at him, I was like, who is that? He was like, it's my ex. I didn't really tell you about that past. And I'm looking at him like, we've been together all day. What you mean you ain't tell me? What? He was like, yeah, it's my ex. So she's just continuously banging. I mean, just banging on this door. Talking about get out. And I was like, I'm dumbfounded. I couldn't react fast enough. I didn't know if I should jump out because I didn't know if this girl was crazy. I didn't know if this girl have a gun. And he was like, I'm gonna get us out of here. And he puts it in drive and he just floors it. He floors it forward. Now we had a parking stall, so he kind of hit the curb and made a U-turn and exited the park or whatever. So we're driving down the street back towards the direction of my home, and I'm like, wow. I'm talking to him. I'm like, oh my God, wow, that was crazy. That was insane. Like you need to, close one door before you open another one. Like that's not no good look. You feel what I'm saying? And I already pretty much determined that, since that happened, me and him, we not, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. You will never see me anymore. But unbeknownst to me, ex-girlfriend is speeding up close behind us. She just hasn't caught up completely yet. So we're just driving down the road and all of a sudden, bam, she rams us from behind. And I'm like, oh my, what? Like who does this? What is like a scene out of a movie? And he like, I don't know what she on. So I was like, well, we're not going back to my house to bring the Looney Tune to my front door. You see what I'm saying? So he's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna cut this right. He cuts it right, and now we are going through residential neighborhoods, y'all. Very busy streets. There are cars out on each side of us, coming, going. There are cars everywhere. At this point, it's only about 8 o'clock in the. Well, is it 8? No, it's about 9:30 at night. And so cars, are going about, and we cut that right, and she is still following us. Now these are just one lane going and coming type streets, and she is going on the opposite side of traffic and cutting her wheel to the right to ram into us over and over again. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? He was like, I don't know. She ain't never done nothing like this before. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get us out of this. And she is ramming. So at this point, the vehicle has been hit about 6 or 7 times. Okay. And I am at this point, I am giving directions, baby. I am the captain of this boat, baby. Cause guess who is coming home today, mammy? Me. Guess who ain't finna die tonight? Me. Okay. So I'm directing him to all the busiest streets in our area that I can think of. The stores that lead to all the major stores like the mall, the movie theater places, the main restaurants, places like that. I am directing him to go down these streets like this because I am trying to get, police attention, police activity. And baby, when I tell you where was no officer to be found, where are the cops when you need them? Okay. So at this point, we are just running all over the neighborhood, y'all, like all over the town, like this entire city that I live in, which is pretty big. I live in North Little Rock, Arkansas, so it's a pretty good sized city. You see what I'm saying? So we're just driving around, and each time we are driving around, she is ramming us at points that we are stuck at a red light and there are cars like on either side of us and in front of us. She is ramming us from behind, putting her car in reverse and ramming us again, putting her car in reverse and ramming us again. Okay, so I had the brilliant but dumb idea to be like, okay, let's get on the freeway. There's no way that she was going to follow us and do this craziness on the freeway. So I instruct him to get on the freeway, and then not only get on the freeway, but get on the far left lane. Cause I'm like, at least we have the barrier there. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, let's get on the freeway. He gets on the freeway and goes to the far left lane as instructed. And when I tell you this girl stayed on our butt, she stayed right there. She is still coming on the side of us and ramming us. So now she's ramming us. He's trying to keep control of not going into the wall. So he was like, I don't want to go into the wall because, then we could implode or whatever. So I'm like, okay, get over. So he gets over one lane. We're now in the middle lane. And she comes on the left lane, of course, and begins ramming us, again, cutting her wheel to the right and ramming the driver's side door, pushing the vehicle literally all the way to the shoulder. So, cars are stopping and honking and I hear, tires screeching from other vehicles having to stop because she is literally pushing us from like the far left lane all the way into the shoulder. So we're now on the shoulder, and all I hear is boo, 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 boo. We're hitting those little, markers, to wake you up, if you fall asleep while driving on the side of the road. So we have now gone past that, and we are now in the grass area past that. And it's in the far shoulder. It's like almost like a ditch because I live in the South, so there's ditches around here, baby. Okay, that's just why. Wait up. Okay, so she's now pushed us into the deep into the ditch, and we're just kind of shaking, and we're both leaning to the left to keep the truck stabilized so the truck does not actually flip over. Because if the truck flip over, again, she's making impact on the driver's side. So if the truck flips over, it's gonna flip over on my side, and I will be dead. unalived. Sorry, YouTube. I will be unalived. Okay, so at this point my nerves are wrecked, y'all. I'm like, oh my god. He regains control right before he runs into a street lamp that is on the side of the the little street light that is on the side. He corrects and finally gets away. And then I'm like, okay, we're close to a police station, let's go to a police station. What Looney Tune will follow us to a police station? This Looney Tune, Sarah the Looney Tune, will follow us to the police station. Okay, so we go to the police station and we park, and what do you know, Sarah parks 2 stalls down from us. Now there is an officer getting in his vehicle from the building, and we're all just sitting there. I'm afraid to get out because, again, this girl has rammed the car over 20 times at this point. I've almost died multiple occasions. My life is flashing before my eyes. I'm shaking, I'm pissed, I'm sad, I'm scared, all at the same time. So since she parked with us, I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. Nobody wants to get out the car because everyone is freaking scared. So it's just me and him, obviously, but we're both scared. So I'm like, okay, the cop leaves, so I'm like, follow the cop. At some point, the cop is going to have to realize that, we're following them, and he's going to say, hey, what are you doing following me? So on and so forth. So we're following the cop. At this point, the cop is making really crazy turns because I guess he's trying to figure out if we were following him. So I was like, make the same crazy turns as the cop. And we end up in another neighborhood close to the police station in the ghetto. In the ghetto, darling. And then the cop finally stops, and come to find out, the cop didn't even notice us behind him. Okay, he was just trying to respond to a call. That's why he was driving like that. But he gets out the car, and this is the moment that, child, if I thought I was angry before, oh no, I'm angry now, because this individual, I said, I'm gonna get the police attention to stop this, because at this point we have been running from this girl for about 15 or 20 minutes, okay, all throughout town, up and down, freeway, off the freeway, everywhere, and she's making impact, hitting us, yelling, I'm going to unalive you, out the window the entire time. So he is like, no, don't get the police involved, don't say anything, I'm gonna handle it. I'm like, baby, I gave you 15-20 minutes to handle it. It's not being handled, okay? And you may not honor your life or think your life is important, but baby, my life is important. I think I got things to do, I got a family that care about me, and baby, we is not going out like that, okay? So when the cop gets out of his car, I'm like, hey, excuse me. And I started screaming. I was like, this lady is trying to unalive me. She's been following us. She's been wrecking us, blah, 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 blah. And the cop is just dumbfounded. And she's like, no. And Sarah yells out, no, this is a hit and run. I'm like, it's a hit and who? It's a what? Huh? No, ma'am. Don't. Wait. So the cop then tells us to pull into a DG parking lot, which is over on our right side, that we're like right behind it basically at this point. So we both pull into the DG parking lot, and then the cops separate us obviously and start asking for stories. Okay, so Sarah's story was at the park, when she initially went boom 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 and banged on the window. She said that the David hit her car when he was trying to leave and backed into it, and she's been chasing him because it was a hit and run. Now, if you remember, David pulled forward and made a U-turn to get away from Sarah. So there was never any impact of that vehicle at that angle, okay? We would have had to back into her passenger side, because that's the way she had the truck boxed in. Like, these are both trucks, but she had it boxed in, so we were shaped like a T. She was the top of the T, and we were the little line below the T. So we didn't make impact that way, okay? Then the cops ask us together, me and David, what happened. My butt is out here singing like a canary. Y'all could call me a snitch. You could call me, just don't call me late for dinner, baby. I don't care what you call me. But I was telling the cop everything that actually happened, okay? And David was like, no, well, it didn't happen this way. Well, he didn't say that Sarah didn't do it, but he wouldn't admit that she did do it at the same time. Okay, I, again, am telling 100% the truth here because, baby, what? I am pissed. I am mad. You trying to take me out, and I don't have nothing to do with y'all lovers' cool. Again, this is the first time I have linked with David on some stuff like this in 10 years. I have not talked to David in 10 years. I have nothing to do with this. Don't drag me into this, okay? So that's my standpoint at this point. Now, then the officers go and talk to Sarah. Now, we can all hear each other because we're all standing right in front of each other on the side of the road. Sarah then says the hit and run story. My mouth was open. I'm like, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, how are you literally lying like this? And like, I don't like calling people names, but that's psychopath behavior. You know, the fact that you can just make up lies like that and you're even believing them. And I, you know, at one point I looked at her, I was like, this is my first date with him. I don't know what y'all got going on, and you know, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay. I ain't got nothing to do with it. This Sarah looked at me and laughed, this sinister, I will never forget laugh, and said, oh, poor thing, you just want to get home. Because I told her I just want to get home, I just want to live. And she was like, oh, you want to live, oh, poor thing. So at that point I was like, okay, yeah, baby, you you ain't with us all the way. You ain't here. It's not going all the way to the top floor, if you know what I mean. Okay. So since I told the whole story of what actually happened, and I told them that at one point, you know, she was ramming us on the freeway because of state law, they have to call state troopers to then respond to this situation. So the state trooper comes, gets out the car, and doesn't say a word to either one of us, just immediately goes looking at the vehicles and then asks the story. Then they pull us all apart away from each other to tell the stories again. Again, I tell the full 100% truth because I have no fault. I have nothing to be worried about but to live, okay? Right. And then they pull David to the side. David tells his light version of what really happened, and then they ask Sarah, and Sarah sticks to her hit and run story, okay? And of course all the officers had talked to each other, so they heard that I had said I will unalive you. That's what she had told us during the chase, that she will unalive us, and you know, that's going to be how the night ended. So David, upon being asked by the state trooper, did she say that? David said, I don't remember her saying that. I don't want to believe that she said that. I said, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. What? Wait, like we still trying to save her, okay, baby? And then, you know, we had to write the statements down, baby. Again, I wrote down 100% the truth, baby, because I ain't got nothing to hide. And baby, you trying to kill. Now, my reason why I was so pissed, because like, what if we hit another innocent vehicle that had a child in it, or just an innocent bystander, and we pushed them into harm's way, and they, for, you know, some reason got a serious accident, or they themselves were unalived, you know, then we all would be in a different type of situation. This is nothing to play with. This is nothing funny, okay? But long story short, Sarah was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon based on my testimony. I don't know if they took his testimony into account, but they definitely took mine into account. So she was arrested. She spent, as far as I know, 2 days in jail. And was released with the no contact order. I don't know if the no contact order includes just me and David, because I only know my side, but I know it includes me. So she cannot contact me for any reasons. This is a trial type situation, and she is facing, I believe, up to 6 years and a $10,000 fine. Be careful out here, y'all. It's crazy.
Okay, baddies, this is the final look. Oh my, the details, it's still glamorous, but it's Halloweenish, but it's spooky, but it's what's that make SFX like movie makeup, like, oh. Now I know my life is crazy and hectic and beyond belief, but I'm here to tell my story, so maybe I can make you laugh, or you learn something, or you were entertained. If I did that, make sure you like and subscribe down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.